These are rare photographs from history, presented with context and accuracy. To see more historical photos, you can subscribe to our channel. Adolf Hitler's drawings of potential Nazi logos, May 1920. A B-26 Marauder drops bombs on a German installation in France, 1944. A clown floats through New York City in the 1940 Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. A farmer's baby in a homemade swing that sways gently, made from a hand-built wooden frame suspended from the ceiling in Robstown, Texas, 1939. A German army dog from the First World War wearing a hat and glasses and carrying a pair of binoculars, 1916. A German soldier sits on the ruins of the Reichstag, Berlin, Germany, May 1945. A man using Alexander Graham Bell's first telephone. A pit pony and miner in a mine at New Aberdeen, August 1946. Adolf Hitler at the window of the Reich Chancellery in Berlin on the evening he became Chancellor, January 1933. Adolf Hitler with 107 National Socialist members elected to the Reichstag after the 1930 election, September 1930. Adrian Street, a Welsh professional wrestler, pictured with his father, a coal miner, in 1974. Alfred Hitchcock directs handcuffed co-stars Madeleine Carroll and Robert Donat on the first day of filming The 39 Steps. An Australian Aborigine with a kangaroo, possibly a pet, 1955. An unfortunate GI being wounded by an exploding enemy mortar shell before he could dive for cover while on daylight patrol in a narrow street of an Italian village, April 1944. Aspiring Olympic weightlifter Arnold Schwarzenegger in Graz, Austria, 1964. Athlete, singer, and political activist Paul Robeson testifies before the House Committee on Un-American Activities in Washington, June 1956. Bozo the Clown hanging out with Chicago Mayor Jane Byrne, 1980. Brigitte Hitler, the wife of Adolf Hitler's half-brother Alois, says goodbye to her son William Patrick Hitler outside the Astor Hotel in New York City after he joined the US Navy in 1944. Celebrations for the establishment of the Japanese puppet state, the Wang Jingwei regime, in Nanking, March 1940. Cleveland's Cuyahoga River oil slick catches on fire, Ohio, November 1952. Demonstration on International Workers' Solidarity Day at Red Square in Moscow. Frank Samuelson and George Harbour in the boat they rowed across the Atlantic, leaving New York and arriving in England 55 days later, a record that would stand for 114 years. Gerald Ford's calm reaction to watching the results of the 1976 election with a shocked Joe Garagiola, a former MLB player and Ford supporter. Ford lost to Georgia Governor Jimmy Carter, November 1976. German Bund rally at Madison Square Garden, New York, February 1939. German soldiers surrender to the French 1st Armored Division during the liberation of Mulhouse, France, November 1944. International troops outside the Forbidden City, Qing, China, 1900. Italian heavy cruiser Gorizia during a naval review on May 5th in honor of Adolf Hitler, 1938. Japan and US navies enter Seattle, 1909. Jewish men and women forced to scrub the streets to remove political slogans that were critical of Germany's annexation of Austria, Vienna, mid-1930s. Lady from the harem of the Maharaja of Jaipur, Ram Singh II, in 1857. Legionnaires of the 13th Belarusian SD Police Battalion at a parade in Minsk, May 1943. Vladimir Lenin in disguise and on the run from the Russian Provisional Government, August 1917. Loading ore cars in the US mine Bingham, Utah, 1930. Main Hall of the Budapest Ferenc Liszt Airport, 1961. Marilyn Monroe getting a star from the soldiers on top of a cake to thank her for her shows, February 1954. Nurses giving the nationalist salute to General Franco, the leader of the fascist forces during the Spanish Civil War, 1938. Oak Ridge Laboratory suggestion for maximizing sleeping space in your bomb shelter, 1965. Oklahoma Highway Patrol in the mid-1950s. Palestinian women drinking coffee, Jerusalem, Palestine, 1910. Photo shows American soldiers scrubbing a woman back in Saint-Nazaire, France, during World War I. Polish woman smiles in German-occupied Kutno, Poland, 1939. Portrait of a courting couple, 1860. President Jimmy Carter hosting the first Black Music Month gathering on the White House's South Lawn, June 1979. Prisoners after being liberated from a death train in 1945. The actual gun that started World War I, used to assassinate the Austrian heir to the throne, 1914. The crew of an M3 Lee medium tank of the 1st Armored Division take a break from the action near Souk El Arba, Tunisia, November 1942. The Empress Alexandra Feodorovna on the left, and Vera Gedroitz in Tsarskoye Selo Hospital, 1909. The heavily outnumbered and surrounded defenders of Fordsburg Police Station, who held their ground for a day and a half during heavy fighting against racist communist rebels, during the Rand Revolt, April 1922. The public hanging of William Defoe for raping and robbing a pregnant woman. When offered a chance to make a final statement, he spent the next 45 minutes insisting that he had done nothing wrong. Kentucky, 1935. Thousands of refugees crowd aboard border trains during the India-Pakistan partition following independence from Britain, August 1947. Two triumphant contestants celebrate after being crowned champions in a vintage-era stage competition. Two US Army MPs are slightly amused interrogating two German grade school children pressed into military service as the war was winding down, 1945. US Army Machine Gun Squad of the 2nd Infantry Division, north of the Chongchon River, North Korea, November 1950. Ukrainian archaeologist Boris Mozelewski with 2,400-year-old golden Scythian pectoral he found in 1971. Very young German POWs in the Sauer River region during the Battle of the Bulge, January 1945. Weary soldiers with the 4th Infantry Division take a rest in the Hurtgen Forest, November 1944. Winston Churchill leaves the House of Commons for the last time. He was a Member of Parliament for 64 years, July 1964. Woman dressed as a Valkyrie for the Devonshire Ball for Queen Victoria's 60 years as Queen, July 1897. Women learn to shoot in prison on Roosevelt Island, New York, 1932. Workers at an Ajax, Ontario munitions factory during World War II. Young John F. Kennedy holding a snake in Palm Beach, Florida, with his younger sister Rosemary Kennedy behind him, 1936. Young officer of the Red Army in uniform, 1920.